Hey guys, so I thought I would do a quick introduction guide to MetaSniper, just in case anyone's interested at getting it. It's quite cheap at the moment. I think last time I checked it was about 0.6 or 0.7 ETH for a access token. That might have some time remaining on it, but if it doesn't, it's 0.08 ETH per month. And you can just renew that per month to add additional time onto the NFT, as far as I understand at least. I've only had this for a week or so, probably not even that actually, probably half a week. Been playing around with it. It seems fantastic, to be honest, so feature packed for the price that you pay. And I'll just go through some of the features very quickly to give you a bit of an idea as to what I can do. So, looking first at Mint here. You can create a number of different tasks for mints. I'll go into it a little bit later, but you can add loads of different wallets and have the mints take place on all of those different wallets. In terms of actually minting, you click create new Ethereum task, choose the wallet that you want it to apply to. So I've got a Burno here, but I could add these ones as well. It's up to you. You put your RPC. By default, MetaSniper has its own RPC, but you can add an Alchemy RPC, which I'd recommend doing. You can also add custom RPCs like Flashbots, or if you've got things like Eden, or I think it's Zmock, there's different RPCs that might give you slightly better times. You can then load your contract address here. Just by way of example here, I'm going to take a really random contract address I've just found on Icy Tools. It's one of these not Banksy pieces. So I paste that in contract address, click get to get the ABI from Etherscan. There's a few different modes. So normal mode is probably the easiest one. So you can just basically tell it to mint when the contract is ready to mint. I think it'll use something like estimate gas to figure out when the mint contract is open. And you just need to put in your mint function. So here, for example, mint parameters. So I'd put, for example, 1 if I wanted to mint 1. You'd have to check the actual mint parameters on the contract in terms of what you need to put in, but usually it is just the number of mints you want. You put your mint price in. So for here, I think it'd be 0.1 for this particular one. You can have it repeat the transaction as many times as you want. So say you wanted to send about 10 different transactions if there was a max mint per transaction limit. You could actually set this up, have all your variables put in, but then tell the bot to kind of send that transaction 5 different times. You can put your max fee. I think by default it'll use Block Native's rapid gas, but you can put in your own gas, which is particularly useful for gas wars. Alternatively, if you leave it blank and then put multiply gas, you can put it as a multiplier of the Block Native fast gas. So for example, if you put that at 5, it'll do 5 times whatever the current fast gas is. Alternative functions here is this flip state function. So you don't have to put this in. I thought you did originally, but apparently you don't. But if you wanted to, if you know, for example, a contract is going to go live when there's a is public flip, for example, and you're waiting for the owner of the contract to send that, you could choose it in this little list here. I'm going to see if there's anything similar here. There you go, set paused, for example. And if you knew the owner of the contract, you could put their owner address in here. And then what the bot will do is it'll look through their pending transactions. When they're sending the flip sale state transaction, it will then match their gas and try and get your transaction into the same block as them, minimizing your gas usage. Separately, you can also put custom hex data. Really useful if, for example, it's an unverified contract and you're seeing people minting. You know it's not whitelisted, but it's probably some kind of obfuscated contract. You can put the hex data in here and hopefully copy someone's transaction. Jobs are good. Custom gas limit. You can put in a gas limit if you want to. Alternatively, if you leave it blank, it will estimate the gas from the contract and use that instead. Final point, timer enabled. I'm not entirely sure why you'd want to use this or when you'd use this, but you can click enabled and then you can tell it to send your transaction at a future date or future time. And then, yeah, you create your task. You can see here that it's created it based on all of those things I put in. And then if I wanted to send this, I'd just click this little start task button. And if there's any conditions for it sending, it would wait until those conditions are met and then send it. Otherwise, for example, here I've used the normal mode. If it was waiting for the contract to flip on, it would keep testing the contract to see when that's going to happen. And when it figures out that the contract is live, it will automatically send my transaction. Just going back into this one more time, the other slight point to note is, so that's normal mode. There's also condition mode, so you can actually set your own read function. So set paused, for example, is equal to false, and then similar thing, it will send the transaction when it notices that that is the case, and it'll only do that once the relevant block that has changed that variable has gone through. So there's no chance of potentially front running the transaction. So yeah, really powerful, lots that you can do, and you can set up as many mint transactions as you want and have them all running at the same time. That's absolutely huge. It means you can multi-mint drops, especially if you have a number of different wallets you want to use it on. So next point, Snipe. Auto Snipe is really cool. It allows you to set a collection that you want to buy on OpenC. You put in the collection slug. So for example, here I will just use Bored Ape Yacht Club. If I can type, load traits. You can then select trait types if you're looking for a particular thing you want to snipe. So for example, clothes, Admiral's coat. You can put your snipe below price. So say, I don't know, say I'm looking for a really, really cheap snipe. I could put 10 Ethereum. I could choose snipe below rank if I want to. I can ignore tokens if I know some of them, for example, are hack tokens or scam tokens and they're not saleable on OpenC. And then you can put your max fee per gas and all of that kind of stuff for the transaction. Obviously, if you're sniping things which are well below floor, like for example, if I was trying to snipe a Bored Ape Yacht Club for 10 Ethereum, you could put your gas at 25,000 Gwei or whatever. It's really up to you, but it's very customizable. You can set up your snipe tasks however you want, and then it'll just monitor the pending transactions on OpenC. If it sees something that reflects your criteria, it will go ahead and try and buy it. It's also really useful if, for example, a collection's just dropped and you're trying to get in on the floor. You can set it to buy, for example, 5 NFTs, leave it to run, and it will try and snipe them the moment they come available for sale on OpenC. Sometimes actually quicker than NFT nerds as well, from what I can tell. The only potential issue is that it tries to snipe something which you get outgassed on, and then you'll have a number of different failed transactions. OpenC, a number of different tools for this one. There's this offer bot, which is fantastic. You can create an offer, again, choose which wallet you want to do it on. You have to have wrapped Ethereum on it. Put in the contract address. I'm not going to put a particular one in here. You can then put your token IDs. So say you wanted to do it from, I don't know, 1 to 2000. It would then submit your bids on all of those token IDs. You can also add individual ones. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I just wanted those 4 token IDs, you put your price you're going to bid at. So 0.25, expiry time in seconds, minute, days, or months. So say minutes, say 90 minutes, for example. You can have overbid. So say someone has already bidded at your bid price, you can increase your bid price automatically by say 10%. And then you can also set a max price that you're willing to go to for that overbid. And then you choose your RPC, create task, click play, and it will start automatically bidding on all of those for you. Because all of your private keys are held in the program, and I'll go on to that a little bit later, there's no things that you have to sign. It just automatically does it all through the program, which is pretty fantastic. So listings, also really useful. I'm not going to show you it directly here, but the key features here are you can choose one of your wallets, include an NFT collection address, click load. It'll then load all the NFTs that you've got in this window. You can then set a price for each of those NFTs to list at. Now, say you've just minted 20 NFTs from a free mint and you want to, you don't want to hedge your bets at what it might be worth. And you might want to start selling at 0.01 Ethereum, but you want to sell a few at kind of a higher price just in case it gets to that floor price. This is really cool because you can load all your tokens, you can set your initial price, as you can see here. So you can set your base price, and then you can increase each subsequent listing by say 5%, and it'll automatically fill in the price for all of your NFTs at that kind of dollar cost averaging scale, increasing each listing price by 5%, and then you can list them all in one go. So it's really useful if you want to kind of just mess around with how you list things. And the best thing is, once you've set all of this up, you can set the duration for each of them in minutes. Literally click apply, and then click list all selected, and it will list all of your NFTs on OpenC without you having to do anything, which is just fantastic. Moving on now to wallets. So this is possibly one of the best features, I think, of this. You can either load a wallet in from a private key if you've got it from MetaMask. Alternatively, you can actually create wallets from within this program. So you click generate, put a wallet name, so generating. You can type anything you want in here, and then you can tell it to generate as many wallets as you want. So I'll just to show you quickly, I'll put 5 here. I click generate wallet, and hey presto, 5 new wallets for me to mess around with. First thing you're probably thinking, well, that's great, but how do I get funds into those wallets? MetaSniper's got you covered. Manage funds, disperse, choose one wallet. So for example, I could choose my burner, choose my 5 wallets I've just created, for example, and then, oh, sorry, my bad. Burner, 5 wallets. And then I could say I want to send each one of those 0.05 ETH. Choose my gas if I wanted to, set it at, if I click set, it'll just take Block Native's current gas. And then I can click send, and if I wanted to, I could then send and disperse my Ethereum across those wallets ready for minting. That's fantastic. The alternative is I can actually then consolidate all of the funds that come from those wallets. So say, I've just minted loads of stuff from them. I have sold them on OpenC. I've made myself fat profits, and I want to put them all back in my burner wallet. I can select all of those wallets. I can click burner. I can choose the Ethereum amount I want. So I just wanted to put all of it in each wallet. I might just put 50 to make sure it captures everything. And then again, click set and then click send, and it will consolidate all of those funds from those 5 wallets into this burner account. Alternatively, say I've bought all the NFTs with those different wallets and I want to sell it from one account. Again, I can select them all, click burner, and instead of putting an Ethereum amount, I can put in a contract address instead for the relevant NFT, and then it will sweep all the NFTs from those wallets and send them all to this burner. Fantastic. Allows you to really set up your wallets and makes you kind of best place for these multi-mints sometimes. So really powerful. A couple of more settings here. Proxies. I haven't really played with this yet, but as far as I understand it, it allows you to put different proxy addresses in there so that you don't get rate limited on the offer bot. Apparently, OpenC can sometimes rate limit you if you're trying to send too many transactions or signatures and so on. So I think by using proxies, it cycles between them and just saves you from getting limited. Settings, a couple of points to note. So you can see I said before it's I think 0.6 to 0.7 Ethereum for the base token and then 0.08 Ethereum per month. Mine came with about 16 days when I bought it, so I've got 12. I've only been using it for about 4 days. I've got 12 days left. You can put a Discord webhook. So when you hit Snipes, for example, or when you mint transactions, it will send the details of that through to a Discord channel for you. What I've done is I've set my own little private Discord up, and I've just got a MetaSniper channel, and it sends all of those notifications through to that. You can put a Block Native API key in, which will just pull in gas from Block Native. Really useful to do that. Couple of things here. So you can manage RPCs. As I said before, you can add as many RPCs as you want. I've got an Alchemy one set up, but I could set up flash bots as well if I wanted to. And just a quick note on this quick task here. I'm not going to go into it because it's going to mean that I'd have to mess around with my recording settings, but there's an add-on for MetaSniper as well, which allows you to kind of snipe things on OpenC. But the other good thing that it does is it adds a tab on Etherscan. So say you see something minting, it's a free mint, you can see all the transactions coming from Etherscan, you don't know what the project is, but you want to get in on it quickly, you can actually just copy someone else's transaction and it will add it as a new transaction in the mint tab here, and then you just need to click play, and then you can basically copy that person's transaction. You can also set that transaction to repeat like 5 or 10 times if you want to push through about 10 different transactions, and yeah, it allows you to get in on those kind of free mints really quickly without having to do much research. Final point, there's also a whitelist toolbox. I haven't used that yet, but as I understand it, it basically allows you to import lots of different Discord accounts, which I think apparently you can buy on websites. You can then tell those Discord accounts to do different things like join invites, add reactions, send messages, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's most of what MetaSniper does. As I say, it's also got an add-on which does things like rarity tools, allows you to kind of pull rarity from new OpenC contracts and then snipe OpenC for them. It also shows the different ranks on OpenC directly, so that's pretty fantastic. As well as that, it's just worth noting that for the mint bot and so on, so I'll just click back to Sniper. It also works on Solana, Clay, I don't really know what that is, and then also Gala, which I assume is Gala Games. If I go into a new Gala task here, you'll see that I can put a product ID, quantity, email and password, wallet password, and gas price. So that's a little whistle-stop tour of everything it does. Hope it's helpful, and let me know if you've got any questions. I'd be interested to know, if you end up purchasing it, whether it's been useful. Cheers.